Step 3, you grow hard about what you want to be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Well, there we go. That actually worked. So, using some new streaming software, trying something new out because we were having all the problems with Streamlabs. But you know what time it is. It is time for Good Morning Crypto and me and JR to bring you all of the chartery. And I don't have any news today. So, we're going to skip on that. We did get a little bit of volatility yesterday. I missed out on all of it because I had to go do my first day of training during the day. And I was like, what a day to have to go train during work.
That always happens to me, bro. Every time my boss calls me in, we got a delivery, we got this to do. I'm like, oh, sweet. And then I look at the Forex factory calendar and I'm like, oh, yeah, huge red folder day. Of course my boss called me in.
Oh yeah. And I was like, why? I like get off of work. It's like 4:05, and the first message I got was like my buddy was like, I was in a long, and then I was in a short, and then I was in a long, and I'm like, you can just go screw yourself, bud.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is not funny. It
yeah.
was like, oh, the best day I could have had for trading this entire week, and I had to miss out on it.
Yeah,
But
bro. And it's like we wait for those days too. It's like
mhm.
sometimes you're bored for like days and then you wait for those days, those market movers, and it's like sucks to not be there for the thing you're waiting for the most.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and I was fully prepared, and then I just totally spaced it because of work. But like now I get to work 4 p.m. to midnight, so all of my days are open, and I can take naps in the middle of the day after taking a trade. So
Hey,
this will
that's
be
what I
great.
do. That's what I do. It is great.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But I did have a few things to go over this morning before we get to some charts. I see you already shared your screen, so let me get mine pulled up here real quick. I guess we will have to swap this around. Hopefully everyone can see it.
You can bump me off while you're doing
There we go.
oh, or that.
I had to move it so that when I maximize it, it's the right one. So we are seeing some movements in the TradFi markets this morning. We're seeing a little bit of some green. We've got Apple up 0.55%. We've got Nvidia up 0.85. Berkshire Hathaway sitting to the downside just a little bit this morning, down 0.09. We got Amazon to the upside 0.75. Eli Lilly sitting up 0.14. We've got ExxonMobil down 1.06. Tesla sitting to the upside 1.08. We got P&G down 2.12. Microsoft sitting up 0.76. Google up 1.73. And we've got Meta up 1.68. Hopping over to the crypto side of things, because we did see some movements over there as well. I guess I didn't get my stuff pulled up in the background. I was busy setting up new stuff on new streaming software, so give me a second here. I'll get this pulled up live. We got those crypto bubbles, we got the fear and greed, and some liquidation heat map. All right, for our crypto bubbles, no surprise, as we're starting to see a little bit of green in the TradFi markets, we're also seeing some green in the crypto markets. Nice big green bubbles, a little bit of red on the hourly, not too unexpected after you get some nice strong moves towards the upside though. Bitcoin up 1.9%. We've got Ethereum up 2.5. We've got BNB up 3.2. XRP sitting up 3.3. Solana up 3%. We've got Tron up 1.3. Dogecoin sitting up 3.2. And we've got Cardano in that top 10 spot sitting up 3.3. Still seeing a lot of movements here in that 20 spot range. We've got Litecoin dropping 2 positions. We've got Hyperliquid losing positions in the market cap as well. H bar continuing to drop in that market cap. So a lot of movements in that lower 20 positioning. We've got that stock market looking a little bit neutral. We will have to see if we can get some movements towards the greed as we're starting to see just a little bit of some movements towards the upside in that pre-market crypto side of things, extreme fear. I did call that out the other day. I said that we were potentially looking at some extreme fear, that we could definitely get that with a little more movements to the downside. We got a little more than a little bit of a movement towards the downside. So, really not too unexpected to be sitting in some extreme fear. Let's get that liquidation heat map to that 0.8 so we can see things just a little bit better here. We've got quite a bit of liquidity directly towards the upside here, sitting at 90,900. Keep your eyes on that area, pulling up that 3-day to see where any explosive moves might take us. You kind of got to keep your eye all the way up at that 93,350. We will take a look at that chart here in just a second. I did want to pull up trading view and take a look at that economic calendar. Scrolling on down to current. Nope, scroll it up to current. I guess we were looking at the future the other day. So we do have GDP growth rate quarter over quarter coming out today at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Keep your eyes on that. Could get a little bit of some volatility around there, especially when you're talking about 3.8 as the prior in your forecast being 4.3. We have been seeing a contracting economy, and for the past few quarters, we have been seeing that number shrink. To start to see that head in the opposite direction, definitely some positive news could give the markets a little bit of a pushback up to some levels we were talking about yesterday. The other thing you want to keep your eyes on today is going to be at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be our core PCE price index month over month, year over year, looking like 0.2% on that. So inflation not looking too terrible. We'll kind of have to keep our eyes on that though. If we do get a drastic change in one direction or another, could really put a damper on any movements that GDP growth rate gives us. We've also got personal spending, personal income, and that's going to be a biggie as well to see if people have some extra money to actually put into the markets or if we're really continuing to see that tightening on the consumer. So keep your eyes on some of that data this morning. Some heavy data drops. Might get a redo of what I missed out on yesterday, JR. You got any data you were looking at this morning? I know you normally have what are those the RSI thing that you do? Oh,
Oh, hang on a sec. Can you hear me?
yo, yeah,
What?
I can hear you.
Okay. I just got all these windows. I'm experimenting with all these windows. So, I just gotta pull it up here on a different window for that. And I'm also looking at. I was checking out Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, and XRP. Then I got XRM and some follow-ups from yesterday, from the trades we did yesterday and stuff.
Okay. Well, do you want to break down that beginning data you normally do, and then we will hop into some of those charts here in just a second. Let me get the YouTube pulled up so I can actually see the chat and see what's going on because it's moving over in the studio. Oh, it started playing the audio back to me. So
Oh, like my normal market overview thing, you mean?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh,
Since
okay,
you do
okay.
a different one than I do.
Yeah, I have a new thing too. Just for Bitcoin, looking if you're looking to scalp or like getting any trades right now, we're approaching on a supply zone, and
Let me get that swapped around and pulled up on the big screen. There we go. You should be all good there, sir.
okay, I don't know what I'm sharing. Okay, yeah. So on the 5 minute, it's 47. The RSI is 47. 15 minute, 49. 1 hour, 52. And on the daily, 44. So could see some upside to clear out that liquidity we've been building up there. Because I know we've taken lots from the downside, eh?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and that's some areas we were calling out yesterday.
Yeah, I can go through. I'll go through my normal thing too here. Check out longs versus shorts for the day. You can see this. It's working. Yeah, it's working. I
Yes,
think
sir.
there's just a lag, eh? So, oh yeah, cool, cool. Okay, so the Bulls for the sentiment wise, Bulls are still winning. It's basically 50-50 between like neutral and bearish, and then the other 50% is all bulls. Everyone's bullish for some reason. And on the 24-hour, we got 40 billion long volume and short volume in the past 24 hours, 40 billion as well. It's usually really close to 50-50. So for this, I go through this. On the 24-hour, slightly more longs. 12-hour, way more longs. 4-hour, way more longs. 1 hour, more longs. I'm sure it's the same with these bars here. I'll just check real quick, see if there's any outliers like shady white bit. Yeah, white bit's still a little more long than everyone else. They got all the secrets. And slightly more shorts on the 12-hour. Slightly more shorts on the 4. So it looks like there's a lot of short action here. And even on the 1 hour, more shorts. I'm gonna check out the 15. More shorts, bro. That's the 15 more shorts. 5 minute. Yeah, bro, shorts are winning hard on this anyway. I'm gonna check out liquidations. See who got liquied. See what happened while we were passed out. In the past 24 hours, 524 million liquidations. People wrecked. 127,000 traders were liquidated. The largest single liquidation happened on Hyperliquid. It was an ETH trade valued at 40.22 million in one trade, bro. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
I wish I had that, eh, for a 1% account risk.
I mean, maybe it's not a 1% account risk, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Or someone with a ton of money.
Oh yeah, or they just trading with someone else's money. There's all sorts of possibilities on that.
That's crazy, bro. I'd be so choked.
Hmm. But
So
hey,
on the what?
someone's got to lose so that you can win, Jr. It
Yeah,
is what
yeah. We
it
gotta get that. We gotta get that USDT from somewhere, right?
is.
My mouse is just okay. There we go. Mouse engaged. I'm gonna dial this down to 0.5. Show it to Al Jr. He likes it to glow, eh? Warms a guy up in the morning. On the 3 day, we're building some new liquidity. Oh, never mind. That's the 3 day. We have some liquidity to the downside to clear out. But there's way more above us on the 3 day. 48-hour, same thing. Juicy licks up here. 84 million, 71 million, 73 million. And down here we just have 59, 29, 10, some pockets, and then some low leverage lickies. So there's more juicy lickies to the upside for them to grab, but
Oh yeah.
doesn't
What?
mean
That's
that it'll go there though. What?
that $95,000 area that we were just talking about.
Yeah, that's probably on the 3 day. More so? Let me
Because we
check.
cleared out all of the liquidity that we were warning about the other day at $90,000, and we got a decent little bottoming there. And we don't really have a whole lot more liquidity to the downside, unless you really zoom it out and take a look at like the super high time frame, like a 3 month. We've got some down at like $74,000, which I know is an area that Piper was has talked about before as well.
My camera freeze?
No, you're all good.
Oh, it's the lag. Okay, yeah, so yeah, totally, bro. Way more to the upside here.
Mm.
That's licky, or that's the liquidations. And then data, we can just take a little overview of the market here on the RSI heat map. On the 4 hour, it looks like we're coming down, trying to come down again to settle down here. TAC is still flying since last night. Check out the 1 hour. Kind of in the hot dog zone, chopping in the middle. Starting to get to the bottom here on the 15-minute. On the 5-minute, definitely floating down towards the bottom. So I'm probably going to look for some longs. Maybe check out gun too. I might add that.
All right. Well, if that's all you had for your breakdown of the morning, let me get my Bitcoin chart pulled on up. I'll let you pull that one up in the background there. There we go. Uh, I was seeing some interesting things here on the daily. We did lose a little bit of our volume, not too unexpected. A lot of this has just been more of a lack of buying pressure than an increase of sell pressure right here on the daily time frame. We did lose a little bit of our money flow as we really dropped through our old fair value gap. We were kind of looking to see if we could hold that midline. Did get that bounce below here, $86,000 level I've had drawn out for a while. Got that pushed back into our fair value gap, and we're kind of looking to see if we can reclaim this midline. We did get a nice little rejection off of that on this daily candle this morning, so we'll kind of have to see if we can get some money flow coming on back in here. Let's get this pulled on up on the 4 hour, see what we're looking at, because we're extremely close to bottoming here on the daily, but we've already started to bottom here on the 4 hour. Like I was saying, we do need to break above that midline here, see if we can get that push above to get back towards some of that top side liquidity that JR was just talking about and I talked about as well. We did get a nice reversal signal here, but we're really lacking some volume and some money flow. So we do need to see that kind of start to switch on up here. We did see that nice little money flow divergence the other day before we really got that harsh dropping down. So keep your eyes on that 90,300 level. That has been our more localized resistance here on the 4 hour. If we can break that, we can really start to grab up some of that top side liquidity that we were just talking about. Could get a little bit of resistance at that $92,000 mark on the way towards the upside. So kind of keep your eyes on that level if we do start to break $90,000. We still do have some levels towards the downside that we could retest as some support. So let me get this zoomed on in. Take a look at this hourly here. As you can see, we've gotten 3 rejections off of this $90,000 mark. Really seeing that money flow in the red still. We do have a slight pickup of volume. This is kind of what we want to see. We want to maintain some of that volume here, really have it bleed over into your higher term time frames. But for now, we are starting to see just a little bit of sideways momentum coming in on that MACD. Your prime oscillator has switched from green to red. So kind of keep your eyes on some of these lower levels here in the shorter term time frame. See if we can get a stronger bounce. We are underneath our VWAP, looking like we could get a bounce down here at about 89,400. That's where we got some very equal candle bodies here on the 1 hour. Let me get that short-term horizontal ray pulled on up for you so you can see that a little bit better there. That's kind of where I'd look for a shorter-term time frame bounce. Really could give you a better cool off on that 1 hour there. Let's zoom this on in. Take a look at that 15-minute real quick. As you can see, we've been doing a lot of battle with our VWAP here. Staying to the upside, staying to the downside, and really waiting to see what direction we move. With how money flow is looking here on the shorter term time frame and how your volume's staying in the red here, could very easily get that better cool off where they push towards the downside and then try to break what is our localized resistance at that 90,300. So kind of keep your eyes on that. That's kind of what I'd look for this morning. Get another little push off of this VWAP towards the downside. You got a little cool off that's needed on that hourly here on the 15-minute as well. You did start to see a money flow divergence here on the 15-minute as well as your money flow maintained green, but your volume has started to slip into that sell volume. So keep your eyes on some of that. We could get that push towards the downside before we get that better move towards the upside to start to grab up some of that liquidity. We do have some short-term time frame liquidity above us in that 90,400 to about 90,600. Keep your eyes on that level first. That would give us that break of the midline of that fair value gap, which has been resistance, and then give us that ability to continue towards the upside there. Did you have anything on Bitcoin you were looking at, JR?
Sorry, I
Or
was
were you
muted.
looking at something else?
Uh, both. I have some Bitcoin and Solana.
Okay. Well, if you want to show the people what you were looking at on Bitcoin and then hop into Solana, and if we have any alt request or some stock request or anything that someone would like us to take a look at this morning, go ahead and throw that in the chat for us. I will get a list built on up, and I will hit some gold after you get through your TA.
Sounds good. Let's go. I'm just gonna turn off Bollinger Bands because they make the chart messy unless you zoomed in on it. Okay, so I dropped a long yesterday on Bitcoin. I'm not sure if it was in Discord, Piper Academy. I was live at Piper Academy. I was live on YouTube and live in my Discord and then on YouTube again. Let's see what time it was here when I dropped it. 12:45-ish, New York. So that's like 10 a.m. my time. So I would have been in the Discord, Piper Academy Discord in the morning, I think. And I went over my projection path here. I was looking for more upside. I was looking for a pullback. It looks like it just went sideways though. Instead of pulling, I was either looking at it going up and rejecting off one of these anchored VWAPs from the lows around 90,000. I was looking at. I thought it was gonna pop up there and then dip down a little deeper for maybe like a golden pocket retracement, roughly. It's like 60%-ish retracement. And we only got to the 382, I think, or the 386 maybe. I'll just double check. 382. So yeah, we got to the 382, and then we bounced, and we've been ranging, and the range just keeps getting tighter. Does look like decent bottoming structure. I'm looking for some upside to around 93, 94-ish, like short term. And I'm just gonna check the 1 hour here. Yeah, it's kind of the same analysis. I'm looking for maybe some downside and then a continuation up.
I mean, you called out one of those same levels that I just talked about, that 90,300. So definitely an area for some interest. We do have a little bit of liquidity above there. So nice pull towards the upside.
Yeah, buddy. And then Solana, Solana, Lana. So on Solana, I gotta make this bigger. You guys probably can't see it. We did some live scalping yesterday at Piper Academy. We were 2 for 2, I think. Or no, I think during the session only one short played out. A juicy short. Shout out to Daga DT at Piper Academy. We were in there scalping around, chatting and chilling. It was a good time. And I dropped this short, sorry. I'll just zoom it. There. I wonder if I can hide this fixed range volume profile so it's easier for you guys to see.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I got 3 windows open because I was practicing scalping. I'm going to drop down to a 15-minute so we can get a better view here. Then I dropped a long after that. But yeah, so yesterday went good. At Piper Academy, we dropped a short, printed a bit off it, and then it swept the highs. So I redropped a short, and that printed into the evening, like afternoon Asia open. Let's see time here. Yeah, 6. Yeah. So it printed into Asia open and then ranged And then it seemed pretty rangy, so I dropped this long last night in the Discord too. Live scalp. That went great. So for Solana, what I'm looking for downside, if it breaks downward, I'll be looking to take profit on my short again. Around 128.5, 127.7, 126.7, and then 125 or 126, sorry. But yeah, so I'm looking at those for bounce levels below us here. And then upside targets, I got 134, or no, sorry, 135. It's 134.95. So 135-ish. Of course, the recent highs here we got around 132.5. So could either sweep those and go down, or we could dip down and then go continue up. I'm ready for either or. So for upside targets, I got that 134.95, so 135-ish, and then 137.69. We got anchored VWAPs, fibs, point controls, daily 20 moving average, I think. Yeah, pretty sure. And then I got above that, I got 141. And I wouldn't really look much higher until we can clear some of those levels on Solana and Bitcoin.
Oh, and we definitely need to see Bitcoin reclaim a few levels if we really want to see those movements on Solana.
Then
Let me
I have ETH. I have ETH as well if you want me to run through it. Or if you got a couple you want to run through and then switch back, that's cool
Yep.
too.
I got gold and silver pulled on up. We did
Cool.
have a request for ZBEC, so if you want to do that, uh, you can. If not, I have some prior history with ZBEC, so I can definitely take a look at it. You let me
Is
know
that
what you want.
ZBCN?
ZBEC.
Oh, it's literally, yeah, that one. You
Yep.
can rock it, bro. I got enough charts on the go here.
All right, sounds good. We got Lunar Beach's crypto in the house and Donato Cabrera sliding on in here. Good
Ride the
morning.
wave. Ride the wave. Lunar
Oh, I
Beach is
guess it was
crypto.
ZBCN
Oh, I
for the
got
state.
that, bro. I
Oh
got a
yeah.
follow up on that too from a play from the other night I did for a guy.
Okay. Well, I've got some chart history with it as well, so we can both take a look at it, see what we're both
Yep.
seeing.
We'll match. We'll match, bro. I'll match you.
All right. Well, I was taking a look at gold. I did say the other day we'd need to pull up some more localized fib levels. Because we started blasting through all of our higher term time frame ones. Let's get this pulled on up there. As you can see, that higher term time frame, we blasted through that 1618. That was a potential area for some resistance. Did not come in as resistance at all. We have continued to see gold get a little bit of some movements towards the upside here on the daily. We do have a little bit of a resistance level we will need to break through. Next level I'd kind of keep my eye on towards the upside could be $4,954. Didn't think I'd be talking about this close to 5,000 here this early into the year, but definitely getting those strong movements towards the upside for gold. Let's get this zoomed on in. We are seeing a little bit of sideways momentum coming on in, but this 4 hours really gonna tell you a different story here, because as you can see, we do have that localized resistance I was just talking about coming in at that $4,885 point. That is where we got that double rejection there. Very equal candle bodies as well here on that 4 hour, but you're seeing some nice signs. You've got this MACD getting some curvature here, trying to push back above our indicator line. As you can see, getting that nice little sideways momentum. Prime Oscillator also doing the same thing, getting some sideways momentum coming on in. We did lose some of our volume, but our money flows remaining nice and strong here, looking like it's running a little bit sideways. Not too unexpected when you're in between those trading sessions. Really waiting on New York to open. See if we can get that continuation towards that $4,885 point, see if we can get that break or if we're going to get that pushback towards our platinum pocket. So those are those two reactions that kind of keep my eye on. A lot of this is going to depend on the shorter term time frame and how your money flow starts to act here, because we did lose even more volume here on that shorter term time frame. You can really tell with how these candles have really became extremely small here. Really waiting to see if we can get that pushback towards our localized resistance, see if we can continue with our money flow here, because as you saw here on the hourly, we did get a little bit of a slow up on our money flow. Really waiting to see if we can get that secondary push in at that New York Open. We did get that money flow divergence here, so kind of keep your eyes on that this morning. Looking like that MACD also running a little bit sideways here on that hourly, but we did get that break above our indicator line here. So keep your eyes on that money flow this morning. See how it reacts when we get to that resistance level. 15-minute and the morning, nice and cooled off here. You got that MACD getting that strong curvature, remaining above our zero line here. Prime oscillator also doing the same thing, maintaining some green money flow. Nice little thing to see this morning. Our big problem is our volume. We do have a little bit of green volume, a little bit of sell volume, so kind of keep your eyes on that. We do need to see that break from our 15-minute into our hourly to really get that push through our localized resistance to get back up towards some levels we haven't seen on gold. So 4,885 would be that first level to keep your eye on to try to make our way to 4,952. We did have silver to take a look at as well. Let me get that one pulled on up. This one played out more like I was looking for. So we did talk about some levels towards the upside to kind of keep your eyes on. That was at 93, 95 at 65. And then we talked about that potential for a pushback towards the downside here. We did want to take a look at the 3618 here. As you can see, this is pulled from all the way back here. We've got some nice bounces on those levels. And we didn't manage to close out our CME gap. So that gap is still open. If we do see that continuation for a cool down, keep your eyes on just below our 3618 at $90.15. That would close out the CME gap here and would give you that ability to push through our 4362. We called out that level towards the upside the other day, talked about it being that level to push up to really see that stronger resistance at. That's pretty much exactly how it played out. And here on the 4-hour, we're starting to see just a little bit of sideways momentum. What we want to keep our eyes on here is our money flow and our volume. We get that money flow divergence. As your money flow maintains green, you are starting to lose your volume and seeing a lot more sell pressure stepping on in. So keep your eyes on some of that. We got that bounce back off of that 3618, really put in that lower high, trying to see if we can continue to get that push towards the upside as our money flows extremely close to that zero line, but you're really starting to see those curvatures on your oscillators here. MACD already breaking that zero line, but doing so with extremely sideways momentum. So we're at a crucial point on silver to see if we can get that push back up towards resistance, or if we're going to get that cool down first for a better bounce to try to get through that 4382. 15-minute and the morning looking a little bottomy here. You got another money flow divergence here, and you're really waiting to see if we can get that push back in volume because it's sitting in some sell volume here. So keep your eyes on some of that. Could be just that nice little push towards the downside this morning for a better bounce down here at our support level. So that's what I got for silver. What you got pulled up in the background there, JR?
I'm getting better at the muting and unmuting, eh?
Oh yeah, catching it a whole lot sooner there.
Yeah, bro. Every day, 1% improvements.
Woot
So,
woot.
yeah. On ETH, I just did this this morning here when I was having my coffee. I got some fixed range volume profiles and some fibs and support and resistance and stuff confluences. So for downside, I already bounced off my first rejection around 3071 point ish, and we got a nice little wick into there, and then a rejection back closing back into this fixed range volume profile range, local range. And now we're just fighting at the point of control there right now. And if we lose the point of control, we already bounced off 2,968 once. We probably will blast through it to the value area low and the next fib around 2,940. And we could go deeper and darker, always, of course, to 2,911. And I'm hoping for some sort of bounce there and some upside, because it's been pretty dark lately for everything, eh? So my upside targets, this is an old range here. I have a value area low and a point of control here. So the first rejection, we already rejected off at once. So it was a previous value area low plus a local fib bearish pull. That was the one I mentioned already, around 3,071. And then my next zone for it to reject off of to look for a potential short, like a scalp or whatever it turns into, would be it's previous point of control from this old range back here. Previous point of control lines up pretty close to this fib pull and this value area low on the move down. Sometimes I isolate the moves down to see where the most orders tried to pull it, like tried to stall it out, which would be right here in this cluster consolidation. That's that point of control. But we have a value area low, is what I was saying, that lines up with this bearish local fib pull and this previous point of control around 3,136. And then my next upside target would be this point of control on the move down here, around, and a fib around 3,212. That's what I'm looking at on ETH. Something like that. Let me check I'm just gonna check. Yeah, definitely. I think we probably go down. Probably go down for a pullback to hit one of these levels. I'm gonna look for a long around 2,940. I'll start looking for one, and then yeah, go from there. On E.
Did you have anything else you were looking at this morning?
Yeah.
I'm
Times
good.
it 5:45, baby. Let's go. I got XRP pulled up. I just did some quick levels on it. Looks like we might be getting a bounce. Just gonna check my 15-minute. We could see a little bounce right now. But yeah, we lost point of control though. So it might just be a bearish retest of point of control. And then my downside targets I have. But if we could bounce harder too. So if we bounce harder, then if we can get past this point of control and bounce harder, we might come up to sweep these highs around 1.9831. And downside targets for potential bounces, I'm looking at 1.9299 zone and 1.9137 and 1.8947. That's probably the banger. If it gets down there, I'd definitely try it long. And did you want to do this ZBCN? I can show what I did, and then you can go over yours.
Yep, you can show what you got on there. Shout out to the Mod Queen in here this morning, and we got XYZOZYX in here as well. Good morning, good morning. Hope we're having a great day so far.
Oh, also BC, I don't know if you have it pulled up or if you already have a chart ready, but Curtis Hill and who I think it was just Curtis Hill, maybe Curtis Hill and maybe someone else. Oh, Caliphant maybe. I think they're asking about OKLO. If you have that stock chart.
Bro. Yep, I can definitely take a look at that one. Are they over there on your channel?
Yeah, I think they're back and forth. I think they're between the two of us supporting
Okay.
the homies. So for the ZBCN, someone asked about it a couple nights ago on live stream, on my channel there, we were chilling and charting, and someone came in asking about ZBCN. So he was more of a macro guy, but I just did this. I did this like just a local, more of a local chart play. I did as macro analysis for him, but then I dropped this. It hit my entry zone, and we got a juicy, juicy. Just a 1 to 1.5 so far. TP1 hit. I have some higher targets. I'm looking for it to either do a bearish retest or whatever. But my upside targets, my TP2 is around 0.0032451. And I think I just based it off market structure. I don't think I pulled a fib or anything. I think I just thought like point of control of this cluster. You could just see it roughly, right? Like there's definitely a cluster of orders here that stalled price for a while. So that's a good TP, I figure. And then plus we got this a little bearish, deviated slightly retest. You could split the difference. Sometimes I'll split the difference here between this wick down into it and then this test as resistance, this test as support, previous point of control in this cluster. So I figure that's a good TP2 for ZBCN if it can continue upward. Again, that's around 0.032263. 0.00323. Yeah, I don't know. It's a long number, but around there. Then my TP3 would be anywhere from the recent local highs around 0.0034-ish to these local highs, just beyond it, maybe split the difference. I got a resistance here, eh? So it wicked into it, tapped it, tried to claim it, lost it, tried to claim it, lost it. So anywhere from that 3.4 to 0.00344 would be my TP3, and then just leave a runner and see if it keeps going, really. I'm just going to check my oscillator quick just to see if what kind of yeah, we'll probably roll back over for a retest anywhere in this entry zone, maybe slightly above it on previous support here. You can see this linear regression channel, free indicator by chart prime. It auto draws support and resistance. See these little glowing light blue and dark blue. Dark blue is resistance, light blue support. So we could come down to test this recent support here around 0.0028939 or deeper into my entry zone again, and then hopefully a continuation back up to hit my TP2 and stuff. But yeah, that's what I got on that. If you want to rock your OKLO and do your ZBCN, I'd like to see your ZBCN levels too.
Yeah, I can take a look at that in just a second. Pulling up
I got
OKLO.
okay. You ready? Cool.
Yep. Let me get that pulled on up here. It's been a little while since I've taken a look at OKLO. Here on the weekly, things are still looking a little bit iffy. You know, we could range here in this area. I did talk about this being an area to kind of look for some accumulation at. I did do some buying down here. So I am sitting in some profit. We are seeing that pre-market try to open up towards the upside today. Not too unexpected. Kind of what we're looking at across the board. We did get that nice little push back towards our resistance area. That's an old CME gap from back here on September 23rd. So keeping our eyes on that for the upside. We are seeing just a little bit of a push towards the upside this morning. Nice little bounce off of what has been support before, $90.24. Really seeing a little bit of toppiness here on the daily, but coming in with a little bit of sideways momentum on these oscillators. We are lacking just a little bit of money flow here. Let me get it pulled up so you can see it better. As you can see, we are lacking just a little bit of some buy pressure. We are ranging a little bit sideways there, so kind of keep your eyes on that shorter term time frame. We are starting to see that pickup of volume. So kind of keep your eyes on some of that. Let's get this zoomed on in. Take a look at some of those shorter term time frames, because as you can see, pre-market definitely opening up towards the upside here. We did get that nice little close pretty much at our support level before we really got that nice bounce. Here on the 4 hour, things are starting to look a little bit nice. That's why I was saying you really want to see that bleed over into that daily, because if you start to see some of that change up on the daily, you got your volume just lacking the money flow. We've really seen OKLO explode when it gets that nice green money flow on that higher term time frame. As you can see, we get those nice strong moves towards the upside here, get those nice retests of support to get those nice continuations of some strong moves. This has been a nice consolidation phase, kind of a big consolidation phase. I was talking about some levels down here at about $85 for accumulation. We were keeping our eye on 78.99 for another potential entry. So I did get both of those. Still sitting in some profit right now. Really starting to see some signs here on the shorter term time frame that you could get some continuation moves towards the upside. We did get that higher low that we just put, higher high that we just put in. We've got some higher lows coming in as well with that bounce off of the golden pocket. Really need to see what that hourly is looking like as well, because things are nice and cooled off here, but you're starting to lose just a little bit of money flow. So like I was saying, we want to see that change up on the shorter term time frame to start to bleed over into that higher term time frame. Starting to see just a little pickup of volume, but you're at some nice levels here. So we'll kind of have to see how market reacts on that market open. We do have some localized resistance here at about $97. So keep your eyes on that level. That's also a shorter term time frame moving average looks like that 50 is our resistance for now. You can see all of the rejections off of that point. Kind of keep your eyes on that. We are nice and cooled off here on the hourly. So just waiting on some money flow and some volume to kind of switch on up. Your sell volume is extremely low here on the hourly. You could kind of already tell that with the how small this bounce zone has ended up being. So kind of keep your eyes on some of this. We are nice and cooled off here on the 15-minute as well. We're just lacking money flow and some volume. So not a bad spot to really do a little bit of some accumulations. If we can start to see this really bleed on over, get some of that pickup on the weekly as well, could really start to see this move with some strength. We are seeing some news start to rumble again in the nuclear space. So keep your eyes on out. If we start to get some better news starting to come out, we could really get all of the nuclear space getting that stronger move towards the upside there. So that's what I got for that one. I would like to see it try to get back up towards that 108 level, but that has been our resistance. So if we do get up there, really continue to see that lack of volume, would look for that to come in as our resistance level again, really continue with our sideways momentum here. I think I got some time for some Z-Back. I don't know if this was the last one. I don't think this is what I did some charting on it on. Although there's a massive fair value gap here that I have drawn out. I don't think I did the other charting on this. So I really got to find it. Z-Back.
Is that ZBCN or ZBEC?
Uh, I typed in ZBEC, but it pulls it on up as the ticker ZBCN. So I'm not sure if I did it on this. Oh, there it is. There's where I did my charting. You know, I hate it because there's all of the different exchanges and all of that, and
Each
so there's
exchange
like,
has three different
yep,
versions of it. Yeah.
there's spot and there's futures, and oh, it gets so annoying sometimes. Let me actually favorite this so that for next time I already know. Boom, saved it. So going forward, if we get CPAC requested, we know what we're looking for. Let's see. Let's get this zoomed on in, take a look at that 4 hour instead, get some better ideas of what's going on. We had some old levels that we had been watching that got hammered over and over again. we were looking at a fair value gap as well. Got that nice little push up towards that fair value gap. We maintained some of this range before we got that nice strong rejection off of 2 zeros, 35135. So since then, we have been on a bit of a downtrend, putting in lower highs, putting in lower lows. Starting to see some interesting signs here on the 4 hour though. Really need some money flow to start to come back in. As you can see, we got that nice little bounce off of some moving averages down here. Looks like the 800 there. Your 900 would be a little bit, oh no, not the 300 there. 300 have that colored as pink. So nice little bounce off of that 300. Got that push up towards an old level we were looking at, 0030662. That came in as our resistance here on the 4 hour and has really put us in a little bit of a damper. We do have some sideways momentum coming on in. We need some volume and some money flow. We've got some sideways momentum on that MACD as well. So things are at a crucial point. If we lose our local area of support right here, 002926, would look towards the downside, 0028923. Let's get this zoomed on in, take a look at our hourly, see what's going on there, see if we're getting a little bit some better information. We are starting to get that pickup of volume. That's kind of what we want to see. We want to see that start to bleed over into our higher term time frame. We're maintaining some of the highs from back here. We do have a very localized resistance directly above us. That's what we were calling out, that 00296. So keep your eyes on some of that. Looks like it has been coming in as our resistance over and over again, and we're really trying to get some more cool off here on that prime oscillator. Let me see what that 15-minute in the morning are calling out to me. Nice and cooled off here, so potential for a little bit of upside. I would like to see that bounce all over again here, so potential to sweep that liquidity towards the downside if we can't maintain our local support. That was at 29247. So that's kind of what to keep my eye on directly towards the downside. If you don't hold that, looking back down to 0028923. So hopefully ZBET can get a little bit of some bounce action. Could use a little more cool off on some of those time frames though. So I don't have anything else. It is 7 o'clock, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know for sure, but Alex O might be feeling better. Let me see if he's got a stream set up to redirect to. You got anything to leave the people with, JR?
Um, I I was looking at gun. Gun's tanking pretty hard, but it's trying to bounce right now. I'm trying a long setup, but I just have 3 stabs at it. I'd take here if you just want to show it real quick. I don't know.
Oh, yep, and Alex O Crypto is live. So let
I'll
me
just
load.
drop this in the Discord.
All right, sounds good then.
Happy printing! Happy printing! Peace. See y'all at Alex O's. BC. Let's go.
All right. Well, I did have one thing I wanted to leave everyone with before we redirect over to Alex of Crypto. Me and Lunar Beaches Crypto did a recording this weekend with one of my buddies. So if you're not following Counter This 01 on YouTube, that will be premiering at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So about an hour long video. Keep your eyes out for that. We will be going live. It will be premiering today. So we also have 2 other shows here on the Piper Academy. That morning market report every single morning, 10 a.m. 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time, and Trading with OC at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's the place to be if you like to make money and you like to learn what indicators do. But until next time, make sure to wake up because today's going to be a good day.